Welcome to Tone Talks. Welcome to Tone Talks. Welcome to Tone Talks. How's everybody doing today? This is Attorney Antonio Moore coming to you from Tone Talks, here to have a discussion about black business and the failure of what you think is black business. How you guys have basically propped up three-card Monty kind of figures as billionaires, from Diddy and Jay-Z and Oprah. None of these people are selling potatoes, making weaponry, building bridges. These people are not what you think they are. So you go on and believe what you want and be raceless, post-racial. This discussion is about what I've been telling you is coming. Black business apocalypse. The reality is here that all they sell is race, and then they act like they billionaires. They standing on their own tools. You got these people that low educated nonsense. Let's talk about it. So the bulk of the show, we're going to dig into Diddy because he finally getting honest. He over there struggling. He getting honest. He tired of showing you the yacht and these young girls. And he going to get honest and tell us that he don't know where the bottle's at like Jay-Z. Remember when Jay-Z didn't know where the bottles was at? So, you know, the bottles of liquor, Douce or whatever. So Diddy is saying that he got a lawsuit about the race played a role in the marketing. All right. Take that. Sean Diddy Combs files lawsuit alleging race played a role in marketing of his liquor brands. We've discussed this for years. We here now where you can discuss it with yourself. I need you to go look in the mirror and say that your dream ain't nothing but a nightmare. That's what Diddy is saying. All y'all people that want to rap so that you can sell a vice to the Black America. What do I mean by a vice? A new form of cigar, a new form of liquor, a new form of a way to deal with the fact that we've been shut out. You want to do no politics. You want to sit up here and then you want to play the race card when it's time about selling liquor. I hope they take all this money. Sean Diddy Combs files lawsuit alleging race played a role in marketing of his liquor brands. But we also got this Shark Tank. Y'all been watching Shark Tank for 15 years telling yourself about black business and the potential. Well, they if you notice, they have a hard time finding blacks because we not that far along. We not that far along. We don't be having the sales they want to see. But they found a black person, I believe he's a former NFL player, and he had this barbecue rib. But they done allegedly took that. Damon John seeking temporary restraining order against former Shark Tank contestant, a black man. Then you got DJ Envy. You know he run with Charlemagne. So the Breakfast Club is the loss leader, is the advertisement for the real estate thing he got going on. DJ Envy and business partner deny scamming real estate clients out of millions. And then lastly, we got Shaq. Shaq put his face on General Insurance, JC Penney's, the cruises. Then he put his face on this FTX nonsense. Shaquille O'Neal served with FTX-related lawsuit at Miami Heat playoff game after dodging servers for months. So the big part of the show is going to be about Diddy and black business and the black business apocalypse that is going on and that will continue going on that may crush a lot of you guys' identity. Thank you so much for the support. We got people in the chat all across this country. Don't be mad at me if I take your dream and it becomes a nightmare because I'm telling you your dream didn't make sense. How many of y'all wanted to sell liquor in the chat? How many of y'all wanted to sell liquor in the chat? Take that. Can we talk about it? Can we get to it? How many of y'all never understood that black excellence can't come out of a Ciroq bottle? You can't get no black excellence out of a Ciroq bottle. All you can get is despair, failure, collapse. So they use these black men, Jay-Z, Diddy, to sell us this liquor. The government never protected us from the advertising. Well, I'll show you in a second what they do in Europe. Oh, they don't let them advertise it on movies and at sports games because it's too dangerous. It's too addictive. Who do you think was targeted the most? And we'll get into the lawsuit in a second. Combs, who is black, said Diageo leadership told him his race was one of the reasons it limited distribution to urban neighborhoods. That's all you are, bro. What did you think you were? You're low educated. You don't know much. All you do is run around at damn near 55, 60 years old and try to paint yourself young. What did you think they were going to use you for? Elegance? Can we talk about it? Can I get to it? Can I shut it down? Y'all wondered why I didn't make that stage, the revolt stage. He put me up on that Instagram and took me down. These kind of videos, I don't play. I don't miss. Diddy will never see this. Okay, believe what you want. Sean Diddy Combs files lawsuit alleging race played a role in marketing of his liquor brands. Diageo, the spirits company that also owns George Clooney's Casamigos tequila brand, denied allegations of race. Rapper, producer, and entrepreneur Sean Diddy Combs sued Diageo Wednesday, saying the spirits company didn't make promised investments in his vodka and tequila brands and treated them as inferior urban products. That's because that's what they were. They came from you, Diddy. A man named Diddy at 55 years old. The lawsuit filed from the New York Supreme Court in Manhattan said Diageo North America starved Combs' Ciroq vodka and De Leon tequila brands of resources, even as it showered attention on other celebrity brands. Diageo bought actor George Clooney's Casamigos tequila brand for $1 billion. So he wants you to picket in the streets to allow him to use race so he can then use the money if they buy his Diageo to basically show on Instagram what you don't have and what you can't afford. He wants to cover up your politics with you. How long we gonna be before we picket in front of Diddy house? Can we talk? Can I get to it? Can I explain? For those people that are new to the channel, we'll get into the wealth so it's unequivocally clear who's right and who's wrong. There's levels and he's not on mine. You can believe in him as your hero from 2000, but to me, he ain't nothing but Smokey Robinson. Cloaking itself in the language of diversity and equality is good for Diageo's business, but it is a lie, the lawsuit said. While Diageo may conspicuously include images of its Black partners in advertising materials and press releases, its words only provide the illusion of inclusion. Understand again, this ain't nothing but his work. He the one been doing this Black business, Black excellence. You the one. So the man behind the marketing campaign now is trying to say that they're using the marketing campaign. You gonna sell Black people on arrival and excellence, on ownership when you don't own nothing. Who really owns Ciroq? That's right, Diddy is not the owner of Ciroq. I was shocked when I found this out too. Diddy has a beefed up endorsement deal between him and the owners of the drink. They have a 50-50 split of the profits. As an attorney, I will tell you, no bueno. Because what's happening is Jay-Z didn't know where the bottles was at. So you can imagine with Diddy. So they don't be knowing what the accounting is. So how do we even get the profits? Let alone, you're not the owner. You sold us on Black business when it ain't Black business. It's European business with your face on it. There's going to be levels tonight. Diddy can call in 310-388-3499. Anyone that want to call in, I'll give you that work. So if you want to call in and just give your opinion, that's fine too. But anybody can call in and get that work. So I'm telling you today, my mama died off of liquor and stuff like that. This is the reality of Black folks living under boot to neck because of this man. And y'all gonna celebrate him. Man, again, we on this fire today. We gonna go from Diddy to this Shark Tank nonsense y'all been watching on CNBC or whatever, to DJ Envy and Charlemagne with the opportunity zones, and Tim Scott who running for president under a Republican blanket, and Shaquille O'Neal with this FTX. That's the show. It ain't just Diddy. But it's going to be a bulk of Diddy as we expose Black business for the kind that it is. Y'all not selling bullets. Y'all not selling buildings. Y'all not selling bullets and y'all not selling buildings. And I'm not talking about buying and selling flipper houses. When's the last time you heard a Black man like Diddy build a bridge to anywhere? Not the bridge to nowhere that Ciroq is. When is the last time you seen a man like Diddy, come on, build a bridge to anywhere? Not the bridge to nowhere like Ciroq. I want to talk about it today. Please support the channel. Subscribe, donate. ToneTalks.net. You can go to ToneTalks.net. My Patreon is Tone Talks, 310-388-3499. We're going to get into the discussion. But you have to understand that you might not know enough to actually have the discussion and just listen sometimes. I know business. No, you don't. If you think selling liquor is business, you don't know business. France alcohol advertising ban. This is Europe. This is Europe. No alcohol advertising is allowed on television or cinemas. You don't allow it because people are vulnerable in those spaces. No group is more vulnerable than ADOS in America. But they don't have no protections for us. No alcohol sponsorship of cultural or sporting events is permitted. Alcohol advertising permitted only in the press, is permitted only in the press, on billboards, or radio channels. They know it has this dangerous aspect on television. And so did Diddy. See, the camel was used to play up cigarettes to children, a vulnerable group. Diddy was made to look like the camel. I'm not talking about his facial expressions or his body type. I'm talking about the imagery. Look at that. They said, let's make him look like the camel to sell this liquor, this cheap liquor, to these black folks. You tell me that ain't the same picture, and then maybe we can agree to disagree. All these community uplift, black excellence, and black empowerment liquor ads should be disallowed by the FTC, given that the product is alcohol. No different than they do it in France. Y'all don't even know that they do it in France. They got your babies and you don't even know they got them. The art of luxury. You're going to show a group fresh out of Jim Crow, the art of luxury. You're going to show a group right off of Reaganomics, the art of luxury. You're going to show a group, a guy who has impressed in their brain, take that, more money, more problems, as the imagery of acceptance and arrival into wealth. And the way you get it is in this bottle. But that bottle ain't nothing but despair and failure. Decadent Tone Talks is right again. Combs, who is black, said Diageo leadership told him his race was one of the reasons it limited distribution to urban neighborhoods. Yeah, because it's you who came out of hip hop and who danced his way across the stage and who did all the MTV. You're not serious. You're not a serious person. You just stand on the shoulders of serious people. You play the buffoon. Yeah, they don't want that person to sell the real stuff. When's the last time Diddy built a bridge to anywhere versus this Ciroq bottle to nowhere? You tell me. I want you guys to understand this because this conversation will dig deeper than maybe you can understand about business because we ain't seen nobody do no business. We don't do no farming, and that was the highest level we reached. All y'all went to college to learn how to sell liquor. What you mean? So I was watching Abbott Elementary. I had a whole episode where the woman's daughter want to be an alcohol marketer. All y'all went to college to sell liquor and cigarettes and all kind of vices. That's your level because you didn't do no politics. Because your parents didn't do no politics. We can go all the way back to 87 to see the undergirding of this. This is a LA Times article from 1987. Liquor industry courts blacks. Ad campaigns aimed at community draw fire of critics. Again, I want to make sure we stay focused. We are talking today about Sean Diddy Combs suing Diageo over race while they both selling us liquor to destroy our community. He don't do nothing but stand on the shoulders of serious people. What do I mean? Adolf, me, I talk about wealth, then all of a sudden he talking about wealth. He ain't watching you, Tone. All right, it's levels. You tell that to the New York Times. You tell that to Harvard. Y'all don't understand what you're watching right now. Well, how do you think the California reparations bill happened? This show, us talking right now, me and you. This show don't happen. Ain't no California reparations bill. Ain't no reparation discussion about me and Yvette having these shows. This man don't matter. Y'all done made him into a billionaire in your mind. To me, he is minuscule. He is Mighty Mouse. He is a minion. There's levels, and I'm trying to get you there, but I don't know if I can take you because you believe liquor is business. How can I teach you anything if you think that selling liquor is your way out? You take your babies to school, then say school don't matter. Come on. Got these high school dropout ass people talking to me. Come on. Don't bring me no more high school dropouts that ain't started no unionized bus like walkout or started no farm and then they suing the government. Nobody but those two like people. Just a straight high school dropout that's a personality. I don't want to talk to them no more. You can talk to them. I'm finished. I'll talk about it. Jay Morrison and Charlemagne. Come on. Richard Evans, this is a 1987 article to give context for the craze of Diddy's lawsuit, where it anchors itself, how they use aspiration to sell us liquor we don't need. LA Times, liquor industry courts blacks. Richard Evans, editor of Black-owned Beverage Beacon, a Los Angeles-based national trade journal, sees no mystery in the cognac sales. Cognac represents an accessible luxury, he said. If the symbols of prestige and success are richly decorated rooms, impressive cars, diamonds, and cognac so common in ads, he said, cognac is surely the most affordable, even if it does retail at more than $20 a fifth. But the black market is far from monolithic, observed Tom Perko, president of BevMark, a Los Angeles beverage research and consulting firm that published a national survey of black consumers last month. While being highly selective shoppers at the high end of the market, blacks also buy large amounts of cheap liquor. So we buying half the cognac back in '87 because we want to be accepted. This reminds me of Rick playing tennis. They was playing tennis because the white folks were playing tennis. They did the cocaine because the white folks did cocaine. Well, now they doing the Ciroq because of the luxury. They ain't doing the Ciroq because it's good liquor. Then they get hooked. Diddy said they ain't paying me enough to be hooking y'all. 310-388-3499. You got him, you put him with the stars and everything, and you show it to everybody in the magazines. No alcohol advertised out on television or in cinemas in France. This is a cinema setup where Ciroc was doing with Esquire to do little cinema movies. You elevate the concept of liquor in these people's households. It's cheap liquor. And this is black business. Again, this show ain't just Diddy. We're going from Diddy to Shark Tank to DJ Envy, and we even talking about Shaq running from that FTX suit. These supposed people of business. We are not in business. We are under it. And now you see Diddy complaining about being under it. That's what his lawsuit is. I'm not a businessman. I'm not a businessman. I'm not allowed to be a businessman. Well, why are you over here showing us laughing with these young, beautiful people? You got Post Malone, and you show us the bottles, and you show us you being happy while black people are in despair. Because you're selling that liquor as an escape. Can we talk about it, Michael? All selling illusions to your people. Let me take a caller. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Tony. This is Antonio. How's everything going with you?
I'm good. Keep it brief. We got a full queue, and I want to give a chance just for you to jump in here and give your opinion. Give me a minute.
Oh, yeah. So for me, it's just tired seeing how, like, for example, like all these people who claim to be business people aren't actually business people. They're just the face of a liquor brand. And then black people, especially ADOS people, want to run with that to make them feel better about their wealth situation, or their lack of wealth in America. You know, they show you a commercial with the Rolls Royces, houses, big cars, and all these things, which the people in the video don't even own. And it's getting tiring. I keep trying to explain to people, Diddy is not a billionaire, but they want to argue and say, oh, but Forbes said he is, so therefore he is. You know?
All I know is that y'all have no concept of the wealth, and y'all got it all messed up about how you believe, who you believe, and what you believe. Black people are capped in this country, in my view, and that cap is very, very low. And what Diddy is complaining about is this reality of you were brought here to sell us trash, and you sold it. So, like, go on and just go be Smokey Robinson and retire. Caller, I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much for calling in. But look, it's not just Diddy. I keep saying it. It's all these people. selling black people on arrival when we didn't get no politics to make us arrive. We didn't do the politics to make us arrive. We decided to be rainbow instead of ADOS. We decided to be rainbow people of color instead of ADOS. So you got Diddy selling this through aspiration and through young people having a good time. Hey! But then you got the Breakfast Club, Charlemagne. And again, Charlemagne, he dropped out of high school. That means like when you look at your kids in 9th and 10th grade, that's the level of education he stopped at. He went to night school, but they only require 1 unit in South Carolina for U.S. history. So that's what you're looking at when you look at him talking to you about any politics. That's who's talking to you for you to Biden or to Kamala when you see those interviews. A guy with 1 unit in U.S. history from a night school. But that's why he didn't understand what Tim Scott was doing. I knew what Tim Scott was doing. He was setting up to try to be not president, vice president. He ain't gonna win no presidency. He trying to be vice president. So he's saying I can split the black vote. And I can take this picture with Charlemagne and T.I. and sell y'all on a form of black business that never happened. And Charlemagne signed on to it because he the truth. What he say? I want to tell the truth. You don't know enough to have the truth. But he on the same show as DJ Envy, who's selling us that real estate, purportedly. That scam real estate, supposedly. We'll get into it. Empowerment zones, opportunity zones. T.I. and Charlemagne the God met with Republican senator who now is running for president, Tim Scott of South Carolina, for the opportunity zones, which is really Trump tax cuts. But this has a history that he don't know about because there's just levels. You learn about this at UCLA in political science classes about Nixonian black politics and how that was what they were going to give us instead of civil rights, instead of economic actual inclusion. They was going to give us Diddy. So let's go back to it. So Diddy is the man who, when we're demanding of Comcast to get actual access, they give him a channel, Revolt, to quiet the blacks down. Did they give him any guaranteed subscribers? I don't want to get into the details of what we talk about. I'm just telling you, they gave him the outside, they gave him a Flintstone car. So all of it is coming out there. All he got was Flintstone cars. What's a Flintstone car? It's a car without the engine. They give him the outside, and then he comes celebrate to y'all about the, and he don't have an engine. Gave him a channel. Notice ain't no shows, original programming. Where's the money at? This time, vote like Homer Pitts. Whole world depended on it. This time, Nixon. He'll get his degree. Then what? Laborer, factory job, or own his own business. A vote for Nixon is a vote for a man who wants Homer to have the chance to own his own business. This is the black business genesis, the idea that we had arrived without giving us any wealth to actually make that arrival. We'll let alone protections against white exploitation. But Diddy signs right into that and then now tries to act like he's looking with us, like, what's going on? Black enterprise. Sean Diddy Combs announces Ciroq stands to spotlight black-owned businesses around year-round. We don't need liquor to spotlight black businesses. Let me say that again. We don't need liquor businesses to spotlight black businesses. I want you to hear it. I want you to understand what we're talking about as we walk through this thing, that Diddy is suing himself. Not literally, he's suing Diageo, but he's suing how Diageo used him, and he signed up for that deal. You can't ask the man that went to the you know, what they call the devil, the man that got all the liquor and the cigars and the cigarettes, and you signed the deal. Now you're trying to be like, why the deal bad? Because it's you, the person that was signing. Ciroq ads by Diddy and others violate FTC rules on influencers. So how he did this, let me tell you what he really did. He did stuff that wouldn't be allowed in like European countries. I just showed you with France. What did you show me for new people that came in? I showed you that in France, you can't advertise on TV or cinema. So what he did is he got to be first to get to Instagram and the first to show you all of the luxury and the young girls and the great life while your life collapsed from 2008 forward. Ciroq ads by Diddy and others violate FTC rules on influencer ads once again. So we didn't know that a lot of these people were getting paid to sell this, say this was a good liquor. I want to get to it. The Donnell and Diddy's black exploitation the Donnell and the Diddy black exploitation coffin right here. right here. Whew. Influencers promoted the vodka without disclosing they were paid, according to Truth in Advertising. So you got the pictures of people toasting, and they got Quavo, and they got all kind of people, and they waving, and we don't know. That's agreed. There's contracts going on. This is just the article. You can go read it yourself. Back in 2018, I'm not saying Lala got paid for this tweet, but I'm saying this is the type of thing they were talking about. Summer is coming. This is back in 2017. So they're saying this in 2018, and this is back in summer is coming. Just got my Ciroq summer colada bottle. Then they wrap it up, this cheap liquor, to look beautiful and gold and everything. Ciroq presents its newest edition, Summer Colada. Enjoy your liquid escape. So you got to escape your ghetto life and the fact there ain't no politics and the fact that ADOS don't exist, and you can escape it with this bottle of gold life. Gold life. I want everybody to see the collapse of black business and see it through the lens of this lawsuit that Diddy is bringing Ciroq the New Year. You got him with Kardashian and Tara Man, and they gonna bring in the New Year and Ciroq. But now again, let's talk about it. Now we suing Ciroq. Sean Diddy Combs filed lawsuit alleging race played a role in marketing of his liquor brands. If somebody put an Afro wig on you during the contract, you should know. And I'm not saying they did that literally, but in so many words, that's what they brought you here for, bruh. What who do you think you are? Can we get to it? Oh, you thought that you was next to sell us this liquor as black business. Ciroq the New Year. All of this is nonsense. 310-388-3499. 5 marketing takeaways from P. Diddy everyone should know. Diddy makes marketing and dominance look like a breeze. If y'all don't get out of here, Tiana Majako, legal consultant. Man, you guys have lost your mind. All he's selling is that cheap liquor that destroy these families and destroy a lot of livers along the way. See, we going through a whole wealth inequality and a mass oppression. So a lot of people are not living all that well. They live in boot to neck. They can't pay their rent. But you can Ciroq first spirit to advertise on Instagram. 2015. Ciroq, the vodka brand owned by co-owned. See that language? Co-owned. Let's go back and make sure that we understand, because a lot of people were confused in 2015. Who really owns Ciroq? That's right. Diddy is not the owner of Ciroq. That was the 3-card Monty to make it look like he owned it, when in actuality he was actually a marketing participant. And now he's suing because he don't know. He didn't know that he was just here as a black person to sell alcohol to blacks. African Americans and alcohol abuse. A 2010 Johns Hopkins study concluded 20.4% of African Americans between the ages of 12 and 20 consumed alcohol in a 30-day period. Well, what you expect? This success. This is what you guys let them watch. This is what pops up in their Instagram. This is what pops up in their TikTok, in their Twitter. This is the idea that you can't achieve through that bottle. You can't fight that. You ain't got no wealth. You coming home cursing from work, back hurting. Why wouldn't they drink that bottle of alcohol? Thank you to everybody donating. Thank you, Pocket Watcher J with JT. Shout out to you. All right. Tulane study alcohol and marijuana use up by 69% among black college students. Simultaneous alcohol and marijuana use among college students, and this is March 2023, this year, among college students is on the rise. That's according to a Tulane University study. Assistant professor of social work Audrey Hay said this examined data from National Survey on Drug Use and Health of 56,000 full-time college students, 1825 to 2006 to 2019. What was surprising was that when we looked at it by race and ethnicity, we find this upward trend is only among Black and African American students and not other students. The use of both alcohol and marijuana among Black college students was 5.5% from 06 to 010. It increased by 69% to 9% from 2015 to 2019. Well, what happened? What happened from 010? What happened from 2010? Can somebody in the chat tell me what happened from 2010? Diddy and Jay-Z and some others, they start selling this liquor. I need everybody to see it because your kids are in college and they out here drinking this Ciroq because that's what they think success is. But that's why you need advertising bans to protect them. The way they did with the Camel for kids, they should have done with Diddy for Blacks. They should ban that now. That should be one of your calls. Let me give you a political call. Biden and Kamala, can you block Diddy from selling alcohol to Black folks and them using him as advertising to sell this to Black folks? He don't want to, no way. He got a lawsuit. So he should just walk away. Talk about it. What can he sell if he don't sell Black excellence, though? He ain't well educated. He don't really do business all that good. He old now. He 20 years removed from the music. That J-Lo picture can only go so far. I want you to talk. Because y'all got to see that his suit don't make no sense. Somebody came into my thread and they said to me, Tone, he's selling a product that happens to be liquor. Black men can't sell liquor. We used to know when Billy D. Williams had the Colt 45 can that was oppression and that was selling out. But we don't know no more because he's asking me, Black men can't sell liquor. Black men don't face discrimination in business. I said, you are so very lost. No, Diddy can't sell liquor as Black excellence. It is Black destruction in a bottle. What basic thing do you need me to teach you next? Question mark. How to breathe? How to use the restroom? Black youth exposed to more alcohol advertising. Let's just get some. Let's just drink this, man. And just be 50. We're going to be 29 forever. I want to talk about it. I know a lot of people in here don't even understand. They shook now. Music made Sean Diddy Combs famous, but here's what made him rich. And again, this is about Black business apocalypse. It ain't just Diddy. We're going to get to it in a second with the Shark Tank and the DJ Envy. I don't got a lot of time for calls, but you can call in. I might get to you, I might not, because I got so much to get through. But I'm mainly focused on Diddy as a way to show you what happens. That in the end, all that happens is this. They come back to us begging for us to save them from the liquor that they selling us. And you got to say, Diddy, I ain't going to save you. Let the liquor eat you up. Can I get to it? Summer Colada. So Nala said, she said, summer is coming. Music made Sean Diddy Combs famous, but here's what made him rich. You've been particularly eager to talk about Ciroq lately. How did you become to be associated with the vodka brand? This is 2015. Ciroq was moving money, but not much. It was about a 30,000 case a year brand. Diageo came and talked to me about creating my own brand. I looked at that opportunity, but was worried it would take a while to build. I don't want to do no work. So I saw this brand, which wasn't doing too well. I had tried it before. I knew it was made in France. So they make it in France. Where did you hear France before? Oh, I remember when we heard France. We heard it right here. No alcohol advertising is allowed on television or in cinemas. So we know that we can use you in America to basically use the fact that America didn't create no protections for Blacks, and you willing to sell this shit and sell out to Black college students. And what it leads to is this. the use of both alcohol and marijuana among black college students was 5% from 2006 to 2010. It has increased by 69% from 2015 to 2019. Thank you, Diddy, and thank you, Jay-Z. I knew it was made in France and that it was extremely smooth. So when they were showing me their portfolio, so they already got the whole business. You just the man on the cherry on top to sell it to blacks, and now you confused like you brought them a finished business, selling us the kind of black business. When all you do is a marketing man, like redlining blacks, like blacks that used to sell blacks bad homes. So when they were showing me their portfolio, giving me a choice, I doubled back on this brand and asked them, hey, what are you doing with this one? Where are you at now? Ciroq, I mean, how's it doing? We're selling 2 million cases a year. We're the second largest ultra premium brand in the country, second only to Grey Goose. Selling it to black folks, college kids, black professionals, black folks at the club. It's been a dream story what we've been able to do. It's never really been done before in terms of how quickly it's grown. But even with that being said, it's all because of this opportunity, which is there with millennials. And also it helped that we have such a strong connection to the African-American and Latino communities who basically at this point run the culture in America. You knew from the beginning what you was here for, to poison this black community. I've been telling y'all for some time, but too many of y'all don't understand that selling liquor is bad. I want to talk about it. But some of y'all know, watch enough shows to understand. I got some good tweets. Gold Link said, this is my biggest reasoning why black folks should be done with these black celebrities. They've been washed their hands clean of us, but will use racism for trivial BS like this. When she says like this, she's talking about Diddy's lawsuit against Diageo. You got a liquor salesman suing Diageo, the liquor like distributor and maker, for selling, not allowing him to sell liquor enough. When their business ventures get capped, it could very likely be racism, but it's liquor, bruh. This reminds me, this is Tired African, of when Jay-Z and other black celebrities used the BLM protest to say people should subscribe to their app to fight racism. Collect them emails. You got Max Pink. Wow, rappers selling liquor always gets caught slipping. Don't companies have monthly, quarterly calls and reports on it? No, not with them. These are... You guys don't understand who these people are, obviously. No, they ain't gonna have no quarterly call with these people. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, Colin, it's Mike calling from Georgia.
Give me your take on it.
Hey, Colin, I think you're giving Diddy too much credit. They did not lay out no portfolio for him and his brothers back. No, they laid out the whole plan. They said, you take this brand right here that's not selling, and you put your face on it, and you're going to go ahead and sell it to black people.
Come on.
He knew all along what he was getting. 91, he wanted to portray like he was unaware, not going to give him too much credit. He knew exactly what he was getting and exactly what he was doing. That's all I want to say, brother. Keep up the good work. Bring that smoke. Yeah, that's all the way.
All right. That was a fire call. He's talking about this interview when he says he knew exactly. So we have this reality. We have this reality of not understanding black business, from Shark Tank to Diddy. Liquor has always been pushed to Adolf. So I Googled the effects of liquor: high blood pressure, heart disease, stroke, liver disease, and digestive problems, cancer of the breast, mouth, throat, esophagus, voice box, liver, colon, and rectum, weakening of the immune system, drink me, poison. But you sell it through this aspiration. This is Donnell Rawlings, the comedian. I guess they had him on a boat, but it looked like the boat came from Ciroq, or at least Ciroq gave him a lot of the liquor for free or whatever happened. From partying with Diddy in St. Bart's to celebrating my first Netflix special. Thank you, Ciroq and Daylon Tequila, for making this memorable experience. So you sell it, and you got Diddy in the middle and these black men in the middle, and all the black men you know don't have no money and they poor and they struggling, but these is happy black men with the Ciroq in the Instagram. Then you show him the money, how much he make. Diddy's annual 8-figure salary, thanks to Diageo Ciroq. Diddy's annual 8-figure salary, thanks to Ciroq, Diddy's still hip-hop's richest man until Dre has signed a dotted line with Apple. This is back in 2013 or so. The sum is largely down to his infamous deal with Diageo Ciroc. So you just keep telling us this craziness and showing them with these bottles, and then as a result, we don't understand this right here. At the same time, you have black folks being pushed back into a pre-Jim Crow state of lack of wealth. U.S. records worst poverty spike since 1960s. Black Americans hit the hardest. January 2021. The U.S. recorded its sharpest spike in the poverty rate since the 1960s, with 8 million Americans being added to the government designation of poor by the end of 2020. The U.S. poverty rate rose by 2.4% points during the final months of 2020 amid the ongoing coronavirus pandemic. Black Americans were hit the hardest during this time period. The poverty rate for Black Americans jumped by 5.4%. Will you hire me? No felonies. Now, this image comes out of a tweet that I found, but it gives a visual to the reality of this. Will you hire me? No felonies, high school graduate, pass a drug test, need a help up. We have the context of understanding wealth in a way that no one in America has ever taught Black folks. We do not exist in business. We do not own stocks. No matter how many Boyce Watkins teach you that, no matter how many Jay Morrisons try to tell you about buying the Black house, the reality is that America has shut us out, and you better start doing politics. So when we look, we can look at the Federal Reserve Survey of Consumer Finances. White America has almost $29 trillion in stocks, corporate equities, and mutual funds. We have $360 billion, almost all in the hands of boomers that are dying out. Nothing. Like working age Blacks have nearly nothing. Private business. Privately held businesses, maybe that don't have stocks, but like they have 15 trillion nearly, meaning white America. We have 360 billion, which is nearly nothing, and again, largely in the hand of Black boomers. Working age Black people are largely just wealthless. But you don't know because of this advertisement. And I want to go back to Joe Camel. Joe Camel advertising campaign violates the federal law. Agency charges R.J. Reynolds with causing substantial injury to the health and safety of children and adolescents. This was back in the early 2000s, I believe, if not the late 90s. They need to do the same thing with Diddy, the art of luxury. This never should have been allowed for him to mimic this camel. In the magazines, African-American youth were 92% more likely to see ads for Alco Pops, cheap, sweet, fizzy alcohol drinks that are of particular concern to advocates because they appeal to the youth. Black youth exposed to more alcohol in advertising. Introducing Diddy's newest invention. His inventions always are the sweet, fizzy, cheap alcohols. Colada, pineapple passion, watermelon, kiwi, sunset, and he handing it to people. It's a young, beautiful girls, and he almost 60 years old, but we don't show the gray hairs. This is Black business. Black business is covering up the reality that Black people are wealthless and also selling Black people vices so that they don't do no politics. Diddy Factor invigorates vodka sales for Diageo. We saw it really take off in the African-American community, and it has started to broaden its appeal. So he don't know, and this is back in 2010, so he don't know why they just eliminated him and don't give him no resources, because they finished with Black people now, ADOS people. They done ate through the race, and it's you that did it. So I don't need you no more. Don't ask us to catch you, though. Just saying, High Tone, what's up? Much love and respect from Miami, Florida. I was the one on Twitter who tweeted, I don't want nobody saying Tone didn't tell us. And I did. Why you think he didn't have me on the revolt stage? Because I was going to get at work. He put it up on their Instagram that they called me. He said, Diddy ain't going to have you on no more. Thank you. Don't have me on. I'm not that fucking guy. So we talked about Diddy. Let's move to the next thing. You know, for the context of the show, I wanted to talk about more than just Diddy. This is about Black business and the con that is happening with us not understanding the limitations of Black business. We got DJ Envy and business partners deny scamming real estate clients out of millions. This is a purported claim. I think Rick Ross and Tony the Closer, several others have brought out, and all hip hop covered it. This is the same guy from the Breakfast Club with Charlemagne. The Charlemagne from the Opportunity Zones that dropped out of high school, don't know what he's talking about. So you got him with this real estate. I believe Angela Yee is the owner of Breakfast Club no more, but this is the photo that made everybody show interest. That show, not the one that's on now. Not the version on now that they looking all sketchy. Cesar Pena made his debut in the real estate industry in 06. In a venture that expanded his reach, he teamed up with DJ Envy from Power 105.1 in 2018 to host a series of educational seminars. Who does that sound like? Jay Morrison. Across the tri-state region, focused on the mechanics of the real estate business. They're going to teach people about real estate. Pena's role extends beyond real estate, providing guidance and advice to high-profile individuals such as Snoop, Nore, Fetty Wap, and French Montana. Okay. Despite his accomplishments, Pena is presently under scrutiny. There are allegations against him of financial mismanagement involving his clients' funds, casting a shadow over his otherwise notable trajectory in the real estate business. For the last week, dozens of scoring clients have been taking to social media to blast Pena, posting so-called receipts showing how much money they have lost by investing. One person is supposedly out of $500,000. Another man claimed he lost $1 million. DJ Envy and business partner denies scamming real estate clients out of millions. Can we get a donkey of the day? Charlemagne, if you still do that, can you do DJ Envy, or are you not going to do that because y'all on the same show? You don't want to hurt his feelings. I just want to know what we're going to do. Then we got the Shark Tank. How many people in the chat knew about the Shark Tank before I posted it? So over the last few days, it looks like this show that's on TV where they bring in these people, then brought in a black person that had the barbecue and they try to steal his barbecue, purportedly. Damon John seeks temporary restraining order against former Shark Tank contestant. Shark Tank celebrity investor Damon John is seeking a temporary restraining order and a preliminary injunction against former contestant Al Bubba Baker and his daughter. So Al Baker's who we talking about, Brittany, as well as his wife Sabrina. Let me give you a picture of Al. This is Al Bubba Baker right here, so we know who we looking at. This is them back in 2017. How Damon John's biggest deal ever on Shark Tank went from 154,000 to 16 million. So they be stretching to find the black folk. Because you're supposed to come in there with your business already and know about business, and then you negotiate, the percentages in there. But like they can't really find the black folks. This is my takeaway watching about like 8-10 episodes. It's just like well-established white businesses, and then they be stretching for the blacks. But they found one, and he had $154,000 in business as barbecue sauce or whatever, barbecue meat. So in a preliminary injunction against former contestants Al Bubba Baker and his daughter Brittany, as well as his wife Sabrina, John sought to enjoin the family from further publicly discussing what they have alleged is their nightmare experience in the aftermath of their participation on the ABC reality TV show. They accused John and some of his associates and partners of misleading them, trying to take over their business and depriving them of the profits from potentially lucrative partnerships. See, that comes back, profits ain't how you do it. Either you own it or you don't. We go back to Diddy before we finish, and he's just a profit participant waiting for his crumb of change. That's not the way they sold it to us, though. They sold it to us like he big business. They sold it to us like he was big business. He the CEO of Ciroq. I need you to see it. I need you to understand it. That black business apocalypse is upon us in this 3-card Monty that doesn't allow us to see the failure that has been pressed upon working age black people. The veil is coming up. The decadent veil is over. I want to get into it because we over here talking about Damon from this show Shark Tank. The media has aided us Black America believing in the pipe dream Shark Tank nonsense. They accused John and meaning Al, what's his name? Al Bubba Baker and his family that had the barbecue. They accused John and some of his associates and partners, meaning Damon from the Shark Tank show, of misleading them, trying to take over their business and depriving them of profits from potentially lucrative partnerships. They raised questions about the business deal they entered into with John and Rastelli Foods Group, a meat manufacturer retained to produce their patented Bubba's Q's boneless baby back ribs after they appeared on season 5 of the Shark Tank. A federal judge in New Jersey dismissed the case this week without prejudice, citing jurisdictional issues. John has since filed an amended complaint that is pending. Rastelli Foods also is seeking a restraining order against the bakers, alleging they have made false and defamatory statements against the company. After repeated attempts to give the bakers the ability to correct their violation, it is unfortunate that it's come to this. Zach Rosenfeld, spokesperson for Damon John, said in a statement. So he's standing with the white business, and the black man saying that his business got stolen. So all around, we just seeing this. I want to get to it because we've heard recently that people get honest. You had Fantasia get honest with us not too long ago. Fantasia says a lot of artists are struggling financially, and just because they look like they have it doesn't mean they aren't broke. I'm building myself back up. I lost everything twice. But they can't sell us that. They got to sell us the Ciroq image. So again, we got this black business apocalypse. We got Diddy suing Diageo because Diageo want to use him as the marketing man that he always was set up to be for black people to buy liquor. That's your job. You got Damon John in this barbecue mess, Shark Tank. You got DJ Envy and he and all hip hop for purportedly scamming real estate clients. And then you got Shaq running from FTX. FTX being the company that did the whole scheme around crypto, and Shaq had the commercial mime with Stephen Curry being a mime. And so, like, you done signed up to be the spokesperson. How many things you gonna sell that you don't understand? I wanted to come to you today and have this conversation, and it's mostly a conversation with you and me, because I don't have a lot of time for calls today, and have a conversation about the failure of us to understand that black business can't survive without black politics. This is Tone Talks. Please go to tonetalks.net, subscribe, donate, and share. Share this video, because if we don't talk about it, it seems like nobody else will. Thank you.